Bit of a cruise around the harbour. You can see from the plot in the bottom right hand corner it was quite a narrow channel we were sailing with, so lots of tacks and jibes, but it's about 15, gusting 20 knots, and wind with tide, so it's nice and flat. The banks aren't far away, you can see we're kind of pinging off back and forth. Right at the top it was quite narrow really, so you can see the track spread out a bit wider as you go further downwind. So starting out with just a couple of tacks. Nice flat water, so just getting through the boat as quick as possible. There's a bit of an exit of tack, bear away, all the lines are gone before the tack. Right on the edge of the channel there, it doesn't look like it, but we are. On the starboard side of the channel as you look at wind. Hoist, set, off downwind. You can see like within about 10-15 seconds we're into the line of mooring buoys on the port side of the channel as you look at wind. Put the jibe in here was a little bit difficult because there's so many buoys in these trots of moorings that you gets quite difficult to pick a spot, but I guess it's good practice for on a race course. So first jibe there. I was trying a bit of a new stepping technique, a longer first step in the boat to plant the back foot kind of middle of the boat, then kind of step through, so I'm standing over the top of my trapeze handle and hoop on the new side, ready to go out. Again, going back the other way, big first step to middle of the boat, then standing over the trapeze handle and going out. My old jibing style was more kind of shorter step to the gunwale first, then I'd end up with my feet kind of parallel in the middle of the boat. But this technique, just taking that bigger first step. See it in slow motion. Bit of a correction on the steering midway through. Got probably a little bit too much heel, so just have to knock it back, and then once I'm hooked on, it's pushing the tiller away. Watching it in slow motion certainly pulled some funny faces. Yeah, it's quite nice. Quite a nice day for boat handling. It was possibly a little bit narrow to be trying new things, and possibly a little bit too windy, but actually kind of puts the pressure on you as well when it's flat water and trophy technique. So here's a tack. That one actually tack ended up really smooth and managed to hook on just by lifting the handle above my head to get the hoop in. But see in slow motion now, the as we go into the tack, guy stays hooked on and kind of realises he comes up against the boom, kind of rushing, managed to get the hoop off his hook in time without disturbing the tack, and then straight out on the new side. You can see the hand up technique. I just missed the hoop the first time and then get it located the second time. It's another tack. This one's nice, both in time. Hit the new wires hard. It's a really good tack, kind of kept momentum through it and just minimising the time off the wires and off the power. Downwind now, that's Rob and Callan just hoisted. Kind of set up for a day of sailing against a few other boats, but only the two of us got out in the end. But it was a great day in the water. You know, it's plenty cold, but it's probably as good as it's gonna get in February. Nice and sunny, flat water, 15 to 20 knots. The heart rate's a crew today, and as you can see again, it's just always about 10 beats, 15 beats higher downwind. I think it's just the effort of being in the back of the boat with your weight all on your back foot. Again, nice little jibe there. Smooth through the boat, taking that first big step. Probably a bit of leeward heel on the way in, which isn't great, but not too bad. Steering's pretty consistent, not too many adjustments. Big first step through. There I am, stood over the top of the new trapeze hook to pull into my harness and take up the slack and send yourself over the side of the boat. So yeah, straight back into it, 17 knots and fully sending here. But you just see as we go past these toppers, we go into a bit of a lull, pulling on the sheet to head up there and use quite a lot of boat speed, hit a bit of wake again at the same time. Again, heading up again, right in a lull down to 14 knots, so looking for the jibe out to get back into that gust. Works okay there. Cruise a bit quicker through the boat and straight out the other side of the jibe, back into the breeze, and boat speed up over 17 knots. Upwind again. Again, just managed to hit the wire and then hooking on without having to use my tiller extension hand. Nice flat wiring in the flat water. Good boat speed, kind of kicking around 10 knots upwind. Into the bear off and hoist. Reckon there's probably about, I don't know, a knot of tide, maybe a little bit more running. Wind with tide, so it's kind of giving us an extra boost in speed over ground downwind and knocking a bit of speed off upwind. But yeah, dropped the knots and kind of generally hitting up around 17 knots, and anything over that was pretty quick, and in the lulls dropping down to 15 or below. But yeah, into straight set, and you only got a few seconds into these moorings and having to pick a spot where you're going to be able to complete the jibe without coming out and facing another mooring mark straight in your face. Nice little bit of slow-mo. Windward heel on the way in. Hardly any steering on the tiller, probably only over by a couple of degrees. Good footwork. Straight into the hoop. Probably a little bit too much heel just there, but feels like there's just a little bit less wind on the exit, just by the way I was having to push the tiller over to get the power back into the boat, and now it's almost coming on top. But then yeah, breeze back in, bearing away again, dropping down on the wires on the new jibe. So yeah, you can see how short the jibes are. So that's the green channel marker on the starboard side of the channel as you look at wind. So we're only setting the kite after each jibe for 15-20 seconds tops before going back into it. So it's a good workout on the boat handling. So yeah, not too much steering on the way in, which is nice. Kind of just a little bit too much heel maybe there, but pretty nice. Good jibe so far. Hoop into the hook out on the new jibe. So yeah, that one's really nice, steering consistent all the way through. Correcting a bit on the exit, trying to bear away and keep her downwind, but just a bit of a flap of the kite from the crew. But yeah, guy getting it under wraps now. As the power comes back on, we're bearing away. Yeah, just a bit of a really nice jibe up until the flap of the kite, and then just a bit of S-ing on the tiller to kind of get the power back in. Another jibe again, this one too much heel, through the jibe, boom slams across, and I start staggering backwards. Got my hands all mixed up, fall through the hole in the rack, and yeah, get a face full of water. The facial expressions are like the most hilarious part of the whole thing, but managed to get a hand back up. Then this is it, blast back into the clubhouse, finish the day off, doing 19 knots pretty solidly, touching 20 at one point, and yeah, drop the kite, head in, day over, good job.